Our first student is Joseph Haderbai. His topic is language assessment effective testing methods for measuring students' English proficiency. And his scientific advisor is Dr. of Philosophy Aziba Ibsanim Anazar.
Good morning, teachers and students. My name is Joseph Haderbai, a fourth group students, a fourth year students. Today I will present my graduation project. It's about how we test students' English and which testing methods are effective and helpful for learning. What is test research about? In my research, I studied how English tests are used in education. I compared traditional tests with modern testing methods. My goal was to find out which methods really help students improve their skills. Why is it important? Testing is an important part of learning English. If a test is fair, clear, it motivates students. It also helps teachers see what students need to improve. Good testing can increase student confidence and success. How I did this research? To do this research, I read books and articles on language assessment. I also give survey to teachers and students to learn their opinion. Then I observe lessons in the classroom to see how tests are used in practice. Main ideas about testing. A good test must be fair and clear, focusing on real language use, helpful for students, not just about giving marks. It should test all four main skills: listening, speaking, writing, and reading. Types of tests. All of you know there are different types of tests. Achievement tests, for example, achievement test it checks what students learn in class. Next, proficiency test. Proficiency like IELTS or TOEFL checks general English skills. And next, placement test. It helps find the right level for students. But each test has a different purpose. The testing methods. Today, many teachers use modern methods as is improve group projects and speaking tests. Feedback instead of just scores. Technological tools like apps and online quizzes. This helps students use English in real life situations. What teachers should do? Teachers should use different kinds of tests, give real work tasks like writing, email, or giving presentations. Allow self-assessment and peer assessment. These methods keep students active and involved in learning. Final thoughts, in conclusion, there is no perfect test for every student. But by using of these methods, we can support learning better. Testing should help students grow, not make them. This is the main idea of my research.
Okay. Otherwise, what is the significance of testing in determining the level of learner's knowledge? What is the significance of testing in determining the level of learners' knowledge?
Learners,
Learners' knowledge.
knowledge. Testing, I think, giving tests to the students very, very useful every level of learning English. For example, I mentioned above there are some types of testing methods, and every testing have their level. For example, general or advanced.
Okay.
What is the role of authentic assessment in your research paper?
Also,
Authentic assessment.
also assessment. I tried to research between modern and traditional tests. Tradi- Also, tests involve traditional tests.
Otherwise, my question is, what types of assessment do you use?
What type of assessment? Uh, Achievement tests, proficiency tests, placement tests. Achievement tests check what students learn in class. Proficiency tests like IELTS, TOEFL, all general skills, English skills. And placement tests help find the right level, what you're doing.
Yes.
Next student is Jin 500 Mahmoud. His topic is pragmatic and linguistic analysis of business correspondence in English, and his scientific advisor is Doctor of Philosophy Asiva Bixim and Seven.
Good morning, teachers and students. My name is Shimba Muhammad. Today I'm pleased to present on this topic, pragmatic and linguistic analysis of pragmatic correspondence in English. English. In this presentation, I will explore how business letters function as a formal communication tool. Focusing on their structure, style, and communicative purposes. I hope this will give you some useful insights into the language of business and its practical application. Let's begin. This presentation is devoted to the study of the English language, business letters from a pragmatic linguistic and perspective. It explores how business letters function as a specific genre within the official business style, focusing on the purpose and structure and linguistic characteristics. The context of globalization and the increasing importance of written professional communication make business letters as crucial medium in commerce, law, and international cooperation. This study emphasizes the necessity of adhering to formal norms and stylistic patterns to achieve effective communication. It defines the objective of research as English business business letters and the subject as their pragmatic and stylistic features. Functional styles in linguistic language in society functions differently depending on context and purpose. These differences give rise to functional styles, which are varieties of the literary language used in specific areas. Scholars like Arnold, Cosina, and Rosanto define functional style as a language subsystem that's shaped by the goals and conditions of communication in professional, academic, or everyday life. The case styles include official business style. It most used in laws, regulations, business communication. Scientific style. It was used in academic writing, and last not journalistic style used in media. Each style has distinct features in vocabulary, syntax, and discourse. Official business style, the focus of this study is marked by precision and impersonality and the use of the formulas and terminology. The importance of official business style, the official business style plays a central role in legal, administrative, diplomatic, and commercial settings. It supports regulation and formal communication between institutions, individuals, and governments. Its features include impersonality and formality, fixed glitches and standard phrases with conflict, request, and in accordance with specific vocabulary relevant to legal and business context, invoice and contract memorandum. This style is used in documents like trades, contracts, orders, and especially business correspondence. Business letters as a general business letters are a core general of the official business style. They serve practical purposes, informal requesting, confirming, complaining, and according to Batin and Cosina, a general combines thematic content, structure, and style. Business letters are highly conventional and regulated, structured to reflect specific communicative intentions. Feedback between sender and recipient is essential. The letter must be understandable and goal-oriented.
Mohammed, what is the importance of official business style?
The official business style plays a central role in legal, administrative, diplomatic, and commercial settings. It supports regulation and formal communication between institutions, individuals, and governments.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I have a question. Hereby, what kind of constructions do we use in business letters? Grammatical construction.
Structural components of business letters. A typical letter consists of the following elements. Letter head, optional, often includes company name or logo. Second, date of writing. Third, internal and external addresses, sender and receiver. Third, solutions. And main body of the letter contains the communicated intent.
Thank you.
Our next student is Katerina Babatina. Her topic is teaching listening skills in community community English lessons for elementary school students. And her scientific advisor is Doctor of Philosophy Active Administrative Manager.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Katerina Babatina. So, I will start. Learning a foreign language today is not just about answering textbook exercises. It's about using the language in real life situations and in our daily days. So that's why teaching foreign languages from elementary school as a tool for communication is now a key goal. In this process, listening plays a very important role because without the ability to understand spoken language, we cannot interact, we cannot communicate with other people. So, even a small misunderstanding in listening can affect the conversation, and also it can lead to some misunderstandings in the during of conversation. So, listening is considered one of the most essential parts of language learning. And also, another important point is that, as mentioned in presidential decisions, the main aim of foreign language education is to help children communicate at a basic level and also prepare them interact with other culture people, other culture students. Listening comprehension so is crucial to achieving this goal. Today, the main goal of teaching foreign languages in schools is to develop students' communication skills. When a language is taught through communicative tasks, it helps students not only learn the language, but also grow as individuals in the future. Through a foreign language, students can connect with other culture, people, and express their ideas, thoughts more freely. Um, Spoken communication in a foreign language mainly includes listening and speaking. Listening means trying to understand what someone else is saying, and during listening, we recognize different sounds, remember what people are saying, understand the meaning. This process also prepares people try to speak. So listening and speaking are always connected to each other. Listening is also related to other skills like writing, reading, and speaking. But the listening is very important because without listening, we cannot write, we cannot speak, and we cannot read. If a student understands spoken language, it becomes easier for them to understand written text. There are several types of listening activities. Listening is to identify sounds and understand the main idea, full of understanding including details. To teach students how to understand spoken English, we need to focus three key areas. First of all is linguistic component, language and speech material. This part includes the actual words, phrases used in English practice. Language material includes small language units like syllables, words, phrases, and students learn to hear different sounds, understand stress, rhythm, and intonation, and recognize how these things change. And special material, speech material, includes full sentences or conversations that are meaningful in a real situation. For example, students learn phrases like "Good morning, my name is," "How are you?" This like, and they can use these phrases in their daily life. At the beginning level, students don't just learn single words; they listen to full ideas. When the teacher uses greetings or simple questions, students understand it and try to answer teachers' questions. This real-life use helps them learn naturally without focusing too much grammar. And we have psychological component, perception and understanding. Listening is not just about hearing words, it's about understanding what they say what's the meaning. So, since it's a complex skill, students need to pay close attention. They also need to learn how to break the stream of speech into smaller parts, recognize each word in fast speech. Good listening instruction trains students to focus, understand quickly.
So thank you for your presentation. What kind of activities have you just chosen for improving listening skills?
Uh, in my research, Simon says this method I will always use in my uh, teaching and teaching lessons because this Simon says game and method helps students to answer questions by listening.
Okay. What is the actuality of your research?
Actuality of my research, uh, teaching teaching listening skills, especially for primary school students, improve their listening skills by using different types of methods, games during the lessons. So, actually,
Yes, thank you. In your presentation, you showed many techniques, yeah?
yes.
In order to improve learners' skills. What do you think? Which one is more effective?
In my opinion, using audios and videos, songs are effective because by watching them, they can try to speak, they can try to express their ideas.
Student has followed by this class. Like your topic is approaches to teaching writing skills in foreign language classes at the middle school level. And your scientific advisor is Dr. Florte C. Nazar.
Good morning, teachers. I'm Ms. Lisa. My diploma paper focus on the teaching of writing skills in English as a foreign language, particularly at the middle school level. In recent years, the importance of writing in language education has increased significantly, especially due to the rise of digital communication and the need for written in academic and professional contexts.
Our virtual papers, economics, virtual. My name is our.
Multilingualism is key in today's globalized world, and educational systems worldwide are adapting to enhance communication skills and intercultural understanding. In Uzbekistan, significant reforms have been made to foreign language education with a focus on English learning at all educational stages, from early childhood to university. Writing has historically been a secondary skill in language education with speaking, listening, and reading. However, modern education recognizes the importance of writing for effective communication, especially in foreign language. The study focuses on the growing importance of writing in foreign language education at an intermediate stage of English instruction. Written monologue is when someone writes to express thoughts, tell stories, give instructions, or share information without expecting a direct reply. It includes different types of text, messages, narratives, reports, and opinions. Writing has a specific communicative purpose. For example, saying hello, greeting, giving directions, instruction. Uh, In recent years, integrating modern information technologies into secondary education has become increasingly important. These technologies include not just tools like computers and the internet, but also the methods of teaching and learning. In foreign language instruction, the main goal remains the development of students' communicative confidence. In conclusion, the main goal of teaching written speech is to develop students' written communicative confidence, mastery of written symbols, content, and form. This includes building graphic autism, critical thinking, and the ability to express ideas in standard written styles. Writing tasks help expand students' knowledge, cultural awareness, and intellectual resilience.
So, the questions.
Okay, I have a question. Lisa, yeah? Your topic is approach to teaching writing skills. What approaches are very effective in teaching writing? Exactly, what approaches effective? You have to make it what effective, right? I do just like that.
Okay. One more question. What is the object and subject of your research?
Object is written communication in English message. Subject, pedagogical workshop, knowledge attributes of teaching writing.
Okay, thank you. You wrote here about social cultural component. Please tell me what do you understand by the word social cultural? Social cultural.
Writing in a foreign language requires knowing cultural norms. For example, data formats. They, months here in Russia, months they here in the USA.
Thank you, Lisa.
Our next student is Sumaya Baizata. Her topic is strategies and tools for personalized language instruction in high school. And her scientific advisor is Dr. Bosco Fojanyasa of Good morning, dear teachers and students. My name is Sumaya Baizata. Thank you for the opportunity to present my diploma project. Today I will speak about a topic that I believe is very important in modern education. It's called strategies and tools for personalized foreign language instruction in high school. Let me start with a simple question. Why do we need to personalize foreign language teaching? The answer is clear because every student is different. Every student has their own backgrounds, interests, strengths, and learning style. So, if we teach all students in the same way, it will not work for everyone. Personalized instruction helps each student uh, reach their full potential. In my diploma work, I studied different strategies, tools, and that help make foreign language lessons more personal, creative, and more effective. My goal was to explore how to make English lessons more student-centered, more interesting, and more useful for real life. Object of the research, the process of foreign language instruction in secondary school settings. Subject of the research, strategies and tools for implementing personalized learning approaches in foreign language education at the high school level. Aim of the research to explore and analyze effective strategies and instructional tools that promote personalized foreign language learning among high school students and to evaluate their impact on students' motivation, engagement, and communicative competence. I will explain the main part of my research. First one is techniques and research for student-centered education, group-based and cooperative learning, game-based learning strategies, role play and simulation, and finally the conclusion and the key results of my diploma project. Let's begin with the first part, techniques and research for student-centered foreign language education. To begin this section, I would like to say that student-centered learning is one of the most important ideas in modern pedagogy. In diploma work, I explored how we can focus on the learner, not just teacher. In traditional methods, the teacher talks and the student just listen. But in student-centered methods, students become active participants. They speak, ask questions, make decisions, and take responsibility for their own learning. Uh, lessons include activities like discussions, projects, creative writing, and storytelling. This method helps students develop communicative competence. That means they don't just know grammar and vocabulary, but they also know how to use the language in real life situations. Let me give an example. Imagine a lesson where students talk about travel. Instead of just learning words like passport, passport and luggage, they plan a trip, create dialogues at the airport, or act as our tour guides. In this way, the language becomes real and personal. Also, one key resource in modern technology, online video quizzes, digital books, and interactive games help personalize learning. For example, a student can use language apps like Duolingo or Quizlet like this. In short, student-centered teaching makes English lessons more meaningful, creative, and more personal. Second one is group-based learning and cooperation. Now let's move to the second part. Group-based learning as a tool to improve language instruction. I focused on cooperative learning. This means students learn together. They work in pairs or small groups, helping each other, sharing ideas, and solving problems as a team. Why is this important? Because language is about communication. When students speak together, they practice vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and social skills. Group work also help child. In conclusion, now I will conclude my speech. In this diploma work, I explore how to make English lessons more personal, more dynamic, and more effective by using student-centered methods, cooperative group learning, game-based instruction, role play, and simulation. I found that the strategies help students not only learn better, but also feel more motivated, confident, and happy in class. They become not just passive learners, but active participants in their education. One of the main ideas in my diploma is that teaching is not just giving information. It's about creating an environment where students can explore, express, and enjoy the learning process. This work has helped me.
Okay. Questions?
What guidelines can we use when we work with mixed ability classes?
Mixed ability.
You understand English? What guidelines can we use when we work with mixed ability classes?
I use tests or grammar tests or reading tests and related to level. Firstly, I give tests A1 and I check it and then the results is high. This student doesn't A2 level and the next B1 level tests like this.
However, what is the first and most important stage in doing every research work? What is the most important stage in doing every research work? Well, it's like the power that moves you.
In my opinion, is second stage group-based learning. Cooperative learning. Cooperative learning is CTA. Student teams achievement develop division. Students study in teams like take quizzes individually, but they earn team scores together. Teams games tournament. Students work in group and then play games to test their knowledge in a fun way.
Okay, and all those things you do, learners do, they happen by the motivation. So here arose motivation. Thank you.
What kind of challenges do you face during your challenges, issue, problems?
Challenges. In traditional method, only teachers speak. Teachers is active, but in this method, learners is active, not just teachers. Our next student is Murawai Bamintiman. Your topic is strategies for teaching reading in a foreign language to upper secondary school students. And your scientific advisor is Dr. Apollo Kochanyaza Omida Kumahanda.
Good morning, dear teachers and students. I'm Murawai Bamintiman, and today I'd like to present to you the research I have conducted for my qualification thesis, the results I have achieved, and the experiences I have gained throughout this process. Well, today's our qualification thesis topic is strategies for developing reading skills in foreign languages among upper secondary school students. This topic is highly relevant because in the modern education system, knowing a foreign language, especially being able to read, being able to understand, and work with information in English is becoming essential for every student. And the relevance of the topic is in today's globalized world, English is not only a means of communication, but also the primary language of modern science, technology, and knowledge. In our country, there is a great attention to this area. In particular, the 2017 and 2021, the development strategy introduced by the President Shavkat Mirziyoyev emphasizes improving education quality, modernizing the teaching of foreign languages, and deepening youth knowledge. Inspired by this strategy, I focused our research on developing students' reading skills. And the research object, subject, aim, and the main goal and the tasks of this research work. The object of this research work is about variety types of texts in English, like fictional texts, adapted texts, longer texts maybe, or shorter texts. And the subject is the process of developing reading and comprehension skills among upper secondary school students. And the main goal of the research is to develop and test effective teaching approaches using reading strategies, techniques, and materials during reading. And to achieve this, I identified the following research tasks. To study the psychological and cognitive foundation of a reading in a foreign language text. To classify types of texts and identify criteria for selecting them for lessons. To develop effective teaching methods and some kind of strategies, and to design reading exercises for different age level students. And theoretical foundations. Reading is not only about gaining information, but also about understanding the language, interpreting context, predicting meaning, and developing thinking skills. There are various types of reading. For example, extensive reading. There are various types of reading. For example, extensive reading, intensive reading, skimming, and scanning. Extensive reading is about quickly reading longer texts to understand the general idea of the text. Intensive reading is closely analyzing short texts. And skimming is about quickly identifying the main idea of the text. And the last, scanning, is quickly finding the keywords in each text. Practical implementation and experiments to conclude, reading in a foreign language is not just only understanding the language, it's a tool for developing critical thinking, expanding worldview, and exploring culture. These projects combined both theoretical insights and practical recommendations of reading skills. Through this research, we not only gained academic knowledge, but also took a major step towards becoming a competent professional language teacher.
Okay, everyone, did you conduct any surveys or experiments? If you conducted, what about the results?
For example, I want to tell about reading strategies during my practice. This is about following reading strategies, pre-reading, while reading, and post-reading strategies. Pre-reading is about preparing students with keywords in the text, and while reading is about engaging with the text through questions and some kind of discussions during the class. And post-reading is summarizing the ideas and interpreting, and in conclusion, evaluating the text with students.
Thank you.
Would you please tell me what you said by strategy?
Strategy is a way of teaching reading for students. For example, I have mentioned above, there are several strategies for teaching reading.
What is strategy? That is what.
Strategy.
Strategy. What is it?
Strategy is a way of how to teach the topic to students.
Our next challenge is Shazativan Alayadna. The topic is developing lingual cultural competence through teaching the history of the English language. And your scientific advisor is Dr. Wolfgang who has been called for advice.
Good morning, esteemed members of the committee and guests and students. My name is Shazita and today I'm honored to present my thesis titled Developing Lingual Cultural Competence through teaching the history of the English language. This research explores how we can integrate cultural awareness into language education by leveraging the discipline of the English language history. Modern methods and technologies play a vital role in improving the quality of the Korean language education in high schools. And these contemporary approaches focus on real-life communication and engaging students learning actively in learning process and integrating language instruction with subject content. President Şevket Minoman-Ishmizde has emphasized the need for young people to master multiple languages. In response, our education system is shifting from memorization-based to competency-based learning, where language is used practically and meaningfully. The goal of our research is to understand how we can develop lingual cultural competence through teaching the history of the English language. And our objectives included defining lingual cultural competence, exploring intercultural communication frameworks, and developing a teaching model, and evaluating its effectiveness through an experimental study. And the subject of the study is the formation of lingual cultural competence, and the object is academic discipline, history of the English language history, history of the English language. And I uses variety of methods: theoretical analysis, empirical observation, and statistical evaluation of results. And to talk about lingual culturology, lingual culturology it's a field that studies how culture is embedded in language. It explores how words reflect and behaviors and worldviews. And misunderstandings often arise not from grammar, but from cultural differences in how we speak. And language core response of our thesis is language is more than just a tool for speaking. It has essential roles. The first one is communication, and the next one is cultural transmission. In communication, language allows people to exchange information, ideas, and emotions. It's the basic function we all recognize: talking, writing, and reading and listening. In cultural transmission, language also reflects and carries the values and traditions, beliefs, and worldviews of the people who speak it. Every word or expression is shaped by the culture behind it. So totally master foreign languages and students must do more than memorize vocabulary and grammar. They need to understand the cultural meaning behind those words and how people think, behave, and interact in different contexts. And lingual cultural competence structure. Lingual cultural competence is a combination of different abilities that allow a person to use a language effectively while respecting and understanding the culture behind it. To conclude, free language is not just a tool, it's a reflection of identity and culture. And by teaching its history, we give students the keys to deeper understanding and effectively global communication. And lingual cultural competence is not optional, it's essential for 21st century education.
Everyone, what is the importance of cultural competence in teaching? What is the importance of cultural competence in teaching?
Lingual culture importance because it's prepare learners to use language not just grammar correctly, but culturally and in globalization work and effective communication and requires an understand of values or behaviors and behind in this language.
Why did you take history of English language teaching and lingual culture together? Why? Why did you take as an object 뉴스 지만나 tiltarixini lingual kulturologiya qo'shib zerttedi?
Because while teaching the language, the history of this language is essential for the learners because through this we know their culture and behavior or behaviors behind in language.
Behavior stems behind it. Thank you.
Okay.
First student agreement Bahari Baruch. His topic is interlanguage gaps in cultural communication as studied through the lens of translation. And his scientific advisor is Doctor of Philosophy Professor Timur Kashan.
Good morning, dear teachers and students. I am Bahadur Abdul. I will present my graduation work. My topic is interlanguage gaps in intercultural communication. I study through the lens of translation. Two national cultures never fully align, as each is composed of both national and international elements. Language, particularly its lexical system, serves as the primary medium through which verbal culture exists. According to Comus, emphasizes the close relationship between lexical meaning and the national culture, highlighting that culture plays a significant role in shaping the meanings of words. Lacuna is a gap in language, a word or concept present in one language but missing in another one. It creates difficulties in translation and intercultural understanding. The types of lacuna. First one, interlingual between two languages. Second one, intralingual within one language. Third one, cultural rooted in cultural realities. Lacuna emerge when translating or interpreting concepts across languages and cultures. Different worldviews and cultural priorities shape what is lexicalized. Gaps between languages. Comparing the facts of different languages, it is easy to see that often a lexical unit of one language doesn't find a dictionary. The theory and the practice of translation, as well as the methodology of teaching foreign language. And now, many examples when a concept expressed in one language doesn't have a name in another language. For example, English cookies and Russian fruit in a box, English crusted and Russian covered with crust. On the other hand, Russian colored and Russian English small, matte back, Russian zashita, and English to read to the end. Most of these observed gaps are interlingual lacunae, meaning they emerge when two languages are compared and one lacks of counterpart for a concept in the other. According to GAC, these are instances where a language lacks a word for a clearly recognized concept that exists in another canton and is named accordingly. For example, English lacks equivalence for certain Russian terms. These lacunae are always relative and are identified only through contrastive analysis. As Stalin explains, an interlingual lacuna becomes visible only when contrasted with another language that does have a term for the concept. In this way, the concepts of interlingual lacuna and the non-equivalent unit are interconnected and defined in relation to each other. The issue of lacunarity extends beyond the realm of interlinguistic non-equivalence. Straining points out that each language contains a considerable number of intralinguistic lacunae, and that is occupied spaces in the lexical and the phraseological system, even though semantically similar accents may exist. Translation. In conclusion, language as a reflection of social and political life evolves on site. As new phenomena emerge, language responds by adopting or creating terms to describe them. Each social system follows its own development, which is mirrored in the lexical system of its language.
What are types of lacunas? What are types of lacunas?
There are three types of lacunas. First one, interlingual, between two languages. Second, intralingual, within one language. And the third, cultural, rooted in cultural realities.
I have a question. And what difficulties does it create in translation?
What?
What difficulties does it create in translation?
Thank you.
Жақын жерде тұрыңдар жерде. Шақыруларыңызды шақырсаңыз болады, ата-аналарыңызды.